Hello there, everybody! It's Monday, and you already guessed it. That means it's Monday Maple Musings. The triple M. The microwave. What up? What up, gamers? I don't know. What are we doing? How are we doing? That's the more important question. Not what are we doing, but how are we doing? This is the video series every week I do on Monday where I look at the MapleStory subreddit and we just kind of hang out and see what people have been posting about. As always, if you want to see different things at the top of the subreddit, I mean, you guys are the way that this shit happens, so interact with the subreddit, man. Little incentive or whatever. I don't really know, I don't remember too much going on aside from the Maple Idol stuff, but that Maple Idol stuff is like only tangentially related to MapleStory as a whole. But it is kind of funny, but I do think it's worth looking at. And then obviously the Kana Hayato rework hit this week, which is pretty solid. There's some minor issues with El Patch, but, I mean, given how much shit that they kind of mashed in together with the patch, like, all the different things, honestly, I'm surprised more wasn't broken. Obviously, we need to get to the point where nothing is broken, but hey, given the past, you know, I think it's pretty chill. First, Ren in GMS to 295, however, and it's Wardeen, the one and only, the legend, keeping rank 1 Ren from being rank 1 Ren. And honestly, this is kind of the side plot that I'm here for. Every week, I hope to see potential fraud. Man's on fraud alert. This is the side plot that I'm here for, man. Not to sound rude or anything, what's your daily schedule look like? Do you work or do anything else that's crazy fast? I don't know. Stuff like this is always strange to me because I mean, I've always gotten it for various amounts of activity depending on like what games I play and how much I play them. Sometimes I'm just straight up, I'm doing nothing, unemployed. Sometimes I am working just a shit ton, but I'm also just like prioritizing things that bring me happiness in the free time that I do have. I don't know, man. Comments are always weird when people are like, well, what do you do with all your time? Just different priorities, generally speaking. Sometimes it is just straight up unemployment. But most of the time, I mean, most human beings have to work and have to pay to live, right? Like, we're all adults here. And I think very few of us have the means to not work, unfortunately. That being said, if somebody wants to support me being like a shut-in, neat, living fucking gamer goblin, hit me up. I'm down to be. But I was in the Air Force for a while. I'm basically retired at the moment. I really have time to grind. Really only have time to grind, but outside of video games, I like lifting weights, scuba diving. There you go. There you go. GoFundMe for rank 1 Ren names. So good, man. Anyways, that's the side plot that I'm here for. And then this is probably the biggest MapleStory related thing that happened, just like MapleStory in general related. But MapleStory IP director Wonki fired following MapleStory Idol controversy in ability roles. Basically, TLDR, from my understanding, MapleStory Idol had certain inner ability roles, like inner abilities that basically function identically to like actual MapleStory inner ability. Like it's functionally the same system, but the rates that were displayed on certain inner abilities, just you could literally not hit them. Like they were just broken, which has led to people spending money trying to reroll these abilities or roll for these abilities, and obviously since they never had a chance to hit them in the first place, like it wasn't even broken as far as I'm aware. Usually they were just unhittable. It was 0%. It was like horribly fucking broken. And obviously since Wonki is the director, he gets to be the fall guy. It's not like Wonki programmed it himself, but honestly I'm not a big fan of Wonki to begin with, given how he treated GMS in the past. Anyways, But yeah, they finally got rid of him because of this. I mean, this isn't the only controversy he's ever had, but this is the last one he'll ever have, I suppose. But following the controversy that merged from MapleStory Idle rolled to certain abilities, Nexon resorts to providing full refunds to players. Because of this, Nexon is firing the director of MapleStory IP as hinted by their apology announcement from their co-CEOs. The article doesn't explicitly disclose the name of the director, but is commonly known to be Kang Wonki, who was promoted to be the director of the entire MapleStory IP after Kim Chang-seop took over the role of KMS director. Now, I say fired, but the technical term used in the article in Korean implies Wonki still gets to keep at least the title for now, but in cases like this, corporate tends to follow additional disciplinary actions suited to decide on what to do with them. It is possible that he may still work in MapleStory somewhere, but it's unlikely he'll ever rise to authority of director-level position in Nexon Korea ever again, given the magnitude of damage that was done to the brand. Kang Dae-hoon, one of the two co-CEOs of Nexon and ex-director of KMS from 2008 to 2010, will be assuming the role as the director of the MapleStory IP. According to linked formed post, Wonki is not being fired for the rates being rigged. That is being blamed on the external developer. I mean, yeah, that would make the most sense to me. It's not like Wonki sat there and coded this shit himself. It was 100% on the developer for fucking it up, but it's also on Wonki for not, you know, I mean, Wonki, at the end of the day, somebody has to give the things the green light, right? It's the chain. Chains are useful when they are followed and, like, you know, monitored and done correctly, right? Like, that's the whole idea behind chains of things. And at the end of the day, people need, well, I guess need is the wrong word, but people enjoy putting blame on, like, someone or something. In this case, it's someone rather than something. I mean, you can still blame Nexon as a whole, but it's much easier to latch on to an individual rather than, like, an amalgamation of, like, a company. Anyways, he's being fired for hotfixing the coding error silently without informing the users or higher management that's unclear that it existed in the first place, and of course without offering any compensation. Whether this punishment would have taken place if users didn't suspect and raised an outcry remains an exercise for the reader. I mean, it's not surprising that he fixed the code and then just stayed silent. I mean, obviously that's a really shitty thing to do in addition, but I think he was fucked either way. It's just funny to me. Funny to me, and like, I mean, at the end of the day, he did put himself in that own position, right? Like I said, the chain exists for a reason. Like, somebody greenlit the shit. Somebody has to take the blame, the responsibility, you know what I mean? Though I do think there is a possible chance that if he had just been like, hey, we figured this out, just shit's fucked up, and didn't try to sweep it under the rug, that maybe he could have kept director, maybe? But I doubt it. I think the way that, like, Asian structure works, I think he was fucked no matter what. Because, I mean, Cube controversy, I'm like 90% sure that was Wonki as well, right? I don't know. Anyways, Nexon has a very bad history of unintentionally fucking shit up. Because, I mean, if we're being completely honest with each other, they don't do this shit intentionally because they have no reason to do it intentionally. Like, if we think logically here for a second, no matter what, you can look at this as like a casino. This is the way that I look at the game, right? It's a casino in essence, right? And what do casinos exist to do? They exist to extract the most amount of money from the people that go to the casino as possible. If you are running a casino, you don't need to cheat your casino. Like, in like a perfect world, and if you knew you would never get caught, yeah, of course, why wouldn't you cheat? Because then you would get more money if you're cheating them even harder than they already know you're cheating them. But casinos operate under the no illusion that you are expected to lose, you're just here for the experience. And then you have the delusional people that think they can beat the casino, which sometimes is true, most times is not. Point is, Nexon has they have no reason to intentionally rig things. They're just incompetent. Which is sad. But yeah, they have a bad history of fucking shit up constantly. Absolutely deserves the firing in that case. If he was the one responsible for not communicating the fix, wasn't the reason they lost the court case because they silently changed the cubing tier up rate. How can you possibly let that slide again as management with that many of experience? Lol. I mean, yeah, if that's exactly because I wasn't playing during the cubing fiasco. I just remember people telling me about it and hearing snippets here and there. But if it's literally the exact same thing, that's really, really funny. It's a much better reason to be fired. Code snippet in the forum post does appear to back up their assertion that it was a mistake and not intentional. It's always the cover-up, not the initial fuck-up that's the problem. Well, I think the initial fuck-up would also be a large, large, large problem. But yeah, covering it up, never the move. Never the move. Anyways, though, that's like the big drama for this week in MapleStory adjacency. Take a look at this last thing, I guess last two things, these two things, and then we'll head on out. My pet dried up 20 years ago. Water of Life dries up 3/21/2006. My god. You take that poor dog out of the cash shop, he's fucking dead forever. Trident Dog, I love that. I love you named him Trident Dog. Old Yeller, me or the dog? That's crazy. Rip Trident Dog. That's so good, man. Rip Trident Dog. It's finally here. Keyboard Warrior unit damage skin. Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. I know a lot of people seem to not like this damage skin, but I'm somebody who used to use regular Keyboard Warrior way back in the day, and considering the fact that they made the unit version just like buyable from an event shop that you get thousands upon thousands of event coins for just for like existing, and you just buy it out of the shop instead of like an RNG damage box, like this is pretty fucking sick. Do I think the damage skin looks the greatest? No, of course not. I never thought Keyboard Warrior initially looked the coolest. It was one of the better damage skins. I mean, sorry, I had to take a cat break. But what I was saying was, I never thought like regular keyboard damage skin looked very good either, but I mean, you just didn't have very many good-looking damage skins to choose from, really. Star Planet is still my favorite, and I would fucking do anything for Star Planet unit damage skin. They have not reran it since I started playing again in like the last 3 or 4 years, so it is what it is. That being said, I still think this is cool, and I'm glad it exists for the people that want it and enjoy it. Oh yeah, and then obviously the damage skin preview of it looks fucked up because the way that Korean numbers are displayed. They have a different way of doing it. Somebody in the comments explains this better. The way that it's formatted in the screenshot is taken straight from KMS. East Asian countries use a different numbering system, which has a single unit that represents 10,000 and a single unit that represents 100 million. So in this screenshot, M is incorrectly placed where KMS would place the 10,000 unit, and B is incorrectly placed where KMS would place the 100 million unit. Long story short, previews are not localized, while the in-game skin will most likely be. Most likely. They have forgotten to localize some of them in-game before. That'd be an interesting way to fuck it up. It's not 2014 anymore, we don't have to pretend this is the pinnacle of damage skins. That's what I'm saying, like, I use this damage skin, but it's only because, like, of the damage skin options you had back then. I mean, this was one of the better ones, the regular Keyboard Warrior. I did use Star Planet as well, but man. Best part of the patch, not gonna lie. See, you have the duality of man here. It's shit, best part. Damage skin got power crept in big 2026. True optimization is invisible damage skin unit. That's funny. It's one of the first OG damage skins that actually looked good. Yeah, I mean, this guy knows. He's a knower. It's not because the damage skin is, like, necessarily particularly amazing. It's just, like, it was one of the first ones that you could get that wasn't complete ass. And, I mean, that carries a lot of weight in these parts. Anyways, I think that'll do it for this week. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Make sure to like the video if you like it, subscribe. Thank you my YouTube members, It's Andrew Diz, Rings My Life. Love all you guys very, very much, and I'll see you guys all very, very soon. Bye!